Hey, family. I'm hoping you all can hear me okay. Let's see. Looks like you can. Long time no live. And let me just see if we actually landed where we think we would. I don't see it. So maybe not. It's going to be, I'm going to try and keep this brief. Um, but I just want to make sure that it comes through. Yes, it does. Okay. I see it on Facebook. So I know that it landed there. Um, I have really missed actually being live, not just scheduled posts, which is what you all are seeing. I actually have not made soap in over 6 or 7 months. Luckily, with the power of technology and scheduling, we're able to kind of chop those videos up into like 3 minute segments and then or not 3 minutes, 30 seconds to 90 seconds to have the content just still go out and that my social media does not die. um I wanted to come on today because over the past 2 weeks I have been able to go out, which I haven't done in a long time. And when I go, people who really know what's going on, they say things like, "You don't look like what you've been through. Like, you would have no idea that you have cancer," right? Um, and so I wanted to kinda shine a light on something that's kind of silent, like it's one of those silent diagnosis that people get, and then what it actually looks like for somebody who lives with it for a little while. I am going to try not to cry on this episode. Um, so a lot of you remember I had went to Thailand in May with my mom. It was her retirement shindig, right? We were there for 2 weeks. It was the most amazing experience that I have ever had. I have ever had. Like, it was a dream come true, right? And so when I got back, maybe about 2 weeks later, I assumed that maybe I had food poisoning, but my mom and I had eaten the same foods, right? And so as I had gotten really sick, like vomiting, nausea, all the things, like to the point where I had to go to the emergency room. And if I rewind, there were signs and symbols um prior to getting sick. There were definitely signs that I ignored. It was like, well, I just got to make it to June. I just got to finish this project. I just got to do this thing. Because I'm a business owner, I don't really have the luxury of taking time off or taking a day off, right? So, I allowed my drive to kind of cover up what was important in terms of my personal health. So, shortly after coming back, 2 weeks after coming back, it wasn't just a discomfort, it was excruciating pain. And then the vomiting, the kind where something in you knows that this is not normal, something is wrong. I ended up going to the ER. This was in June. And what I thought might be something simple turned into days of tests, all kinds of pain meds, scans, specialists waiting on me, and more. And then I was given a diagnosis. I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. From there, everything moved pretty fast. Um, I ended up having 2 surgeries. The first one was to try and remove the tumor, and they were able to successfully remove the tumor. But 3 days later, I was rushed back into emergency surgery because the stitches had opened and everything was pouring out into my stomach, and I ended up with infections and TPN and just a whole lot of stuff. My body couldn't process food. I ended up needing an NG tube. And when that tube was finally removed, my vocal cords were damaged. And I went from speaking daily, I do coaching well, I used to coaching for small business owners, podcasts, live streams, all of that. And it was gone overnight. Um, I literally could not speak. My best friend Birdie was calling me Jimmy Whispers. It's an inside joke. So I ended up spending 30 days in the hospital. 30 days of being still, being held, being watched, being prayed over. And when I came home, I couldn't eat. No appetite. My body wasn't ready. So I was on TPN, which is an IV that goes into your arm and it gives you the nutrition and the vitamins and the minerals that you need. So I was on that for 2 months, receiving nourishment through a line as well as hydration through a line. And I started my chemo treatment in September. The very first round of chemo is when neuropathy kicked in. And if you don't know what neuropathy is, that is cold sensitivity. So I can't touch anything that's cold. I can't drink anything that's cold. My fingers go numb. It kind of feels like glass and metal that shock you instantly, as one of the side effects. And the things I create with, right? So I want you to hear the voice is gone. Now it's back almost 100%, but the voice is back. My hands, which I use for typing, which I use for mixing all of the soap and all of that. Stirring oils, building businesses, shaping stories. They all went numb or burning or both, depending on how you look at it. And suddenly, the thing that has always been my expression, my voice and my hands, was no longer available to me. Now, this is not a sob story. This isn't a crying story. But I just feel like the picture that you all have seen on social media since June has not been the authentic story of what I've really been living through. And it wasn't done to um it wasn't done to paint a false picture. It was just so that the algorithms didn't forget. It was just so that once all of this was done, I would be able to step right back into it like nothing happened. The problem with that is people believe everything they see on social media. Everything. And I wanted to be clear. No, I have not been making soap, but I have a best friend that comes over and says, "You sit down and I'm going to make this soap." I have friends and family that come over and help and support and all of those things. So I'm now using a lot of AI to still be able to get my message out, right? So I've created a song, I've built websites, all using my voice to kind of talk and get those things to still happen. Um, so what you all have been seeing on my social media are scheduled posts. So if you go and take a look at my YouTube, you'll see that a lot of the videos that you're now seeing, which is getting a lot of attention, which is amazing, a lot of that was from 2, 3, 4 years ago of content that was created. And now it's like shorter videos. And through all of this, my daughters, Nyla and Paige, have shown so much strength that I pray no child ever has to learn this early. They continue to excel academically. They grow, they laugh. Nyla is growing into the most beautiful young lady you could ever imagine. They have helped me without asking for me to perform strength for them. And I am so proud of them. And my community, right? The people who walked in the door and said, sit, let me make the soap. Or go get your hair done, girl. You ain't gonna be looking crazy. And no, you don't have to lose your hair with colon cancer. It does change. But I have not lost my locks. The ones who cooked, the ones who cleaned, the one who sent Cash Apps, Apple Pay, the ones who sat in silence because they knew that's what I needed. And they didn't need me to pretend that everything was okay. That kind of love is a miracle too. And I do want to say something about this disease of colon cancer because the way testing is set up, I wouldn't have even been screened for it. My entire floor of people that were being treated were under 40. You have to be 45 to even get screened for colon cancer. People see me and say, "You look so good." I want you to know that cancer does not always look like what you think. It's a really silent disease, and silence is why so many don't catch it in time. So, one thing I do want to say is listen to your body. When something is wrong, you will know. And maybe you don't know, but make sure you're doing your annual preventive care checkups. It is so important. Don't push through. Don't be strong to your own harm. Advocate for yourself and get checked. Your life is worth the inconvenient interruption. I also had to learn how to let my mind keep creating even when my hands couldn't do it. So, like I said, when I couldn't speak, I leaned into AI, and not to necessarily replace me, but to help me express what was still alive inside of me and to remind myself that my calling wasn't dependent on what I could physically do. And in the middle of all of this, the pain, the tubes, the pain meds, the silence, the numbness, all of it, there has been one truth holding me, and that is God is able. God is able. He's able to carry you. He's able to restore you. He's able to strengthen you. He's able to heal you. He is able if you allow him to. And even if you don't, he's going to show up anyway. So you might as well be a willing participant. Um, at some point, I'll share the song that I wrote with AI so that you all can hear it. It's pretty awesome. I'm hoping that my best friend will sing the lyrics because she's a songbird and she can pronounce my name right. That's in the song. But I just wanted to come on and kind of be honest because it felt really disingenuous for what you all have been seeing on social. Like, wait a minute, I thought you were sick. I am. But that's the power of technology. That's what I've been trying to get so many of you to understand. You create content one time, it can live on long beyond you and keep producing for you. Um, Let me see. I think I have missed so many of your comments. Look how beautiful. I'm so glad I didn't have these. I'm so glad I did not have your chat open as I was talking. So I'm going to say hi to all of you. Tiff, how are you? How are you, my dear? Casey, you supposed to come over, ma'am. Frazier is saying, "Good to see you. Love to you. You sound good." Yes, Frazier. Some of you heard my voice prior to now. It was very different. Um, my heart is breaking. Don't let it break, Sarah. Don't let it break. Don't you are listen, I am fine. Um, thank you guys. Good morning. All right, I'm gonna come off of here. That's why I didn't have the chat open. But I am okay. Prayerfully, we will be ringing that bell. November 17th. And I'll definitely share a video of that. All cancer survivor here as well. He is absolutely able. I'm glad to see you. I hope you start feeling better. I do feel better. My mother had colon cancer, so I get screened for it every couple of years, starting at age 37, because she was 45 when she was diagnosed. Yes. Because I was diagnosed at 44, I had almost hit 45. My daughters will now have to be screened 10 years earlier. So 34 is when their screening would start. God is able. Yes. So happy to see you. Great to see you, Calvin. Ty, she came over when I had first came out of the hospital and just gave me a really good reality check and all of that. But I think what I really want you all to know, and which is so important, you have no idea what people are experiencing. And I know you mean well. All right, stop. I know that you all mean well when you say things like, "You look great." You have no idea what's going on the inside. And what does that really mean? What do you expect them to look like, and why is that the expectation? And most importantly, what I really want to leave you with, and the most important thing, is trusting God and get yourself checked on an annual basis. Do not, do not just push things by the wayside. It's so important. It's so important. So I'm going to get off of here because I was not supposed to cry, and I shouldn't have opened I shouldn't have opened up the chat because I would have been fine. But I just want to say thank you for all of the amazing people that have kept me and my family in prayers. Even the likes, the comments, the shares, they all mean something. And just know that I'm one strong cookie. My story is not done yet. And thank you so much for being a part of Soap Nation. I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.